Because they're the oldest contract on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
The earth decided to produce the women as caretakers. They didn't need no protectors in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't no need for no men.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then when they encounter forces that's different, now they need to create a protector. So they made men in their image, after their likeness.
Mm-hmm.
And through her uterus, she breathed in us the living soul and told us to go out and subdue the earth. And they keep trying to act like she a man. I'm going to say let them think what they want to think, but they can't stop what's coming.
Right. Let me ask you something. Can you tell us, what are some of the books that you read?
I read hundreds
Give
of
me one.
hundreds of books.
Just give me one. I know you probably read so many, but like, give me one book that you think that everyone should really get into right now.
Everybody look like us should have this book called A State of Emergency by Kwanzaa Kunjufu. Everyone of us should have that book next to our Bible.
What is it? Say it one more time.
It's called State of Emergency.
State of Emergency, okay.
By Kwanzaa Kunjufu. The first chapter is going through a list of statistics. And the statistics is saying that if the enemy's children were suffering these afflictions, they would declare a state of emergency. So, from the perspective of a state of emergency, those were the grievances that I decided to take it up on myself to answer for my people.
Mm-hmm.
So, from the state of emergency comes Judge Dredd, the one with the blood and the right on the land, Crown Prince of Heaven and Earth. I came to get my sister shit. Because my mama said, don't let nobody take nothing from your brothers and your sisters. So here I am, back at it again. I'm the little brother they always call when they don't want to call nobody else because they want it done right. This is cyclic. We've been here before. We just got to remember who we is, and we can get on about our business.
Remember who we is.
Mm-hmm.
We got to remember who we is, y'all.
Not who we was, who he is.
Who he is. He said, we got to remember who he is.
People down in Orleans know what I'm talking about.
New Orleans. I said New Orleans. New Orleans. I just came back from there last month. And they were telling me how to pronounce it properly. They said, because I'm from New York, right? I live in Miami for now. I'll be going back to New York. And New Yorkers, you know, we have a certain kind of accent, right? So we say things like New Orleans. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to New Orleans. We pronounce it that. We're very much that, right? And oh, my mom is on. Hi, Mom. My mom is watching it. She's like, I'm watching you, my daughter. Okay, so they said to me that I have to pronounce it a certain way. They said, you say New Orleans. You don't say New Orleans. New Orleans. So I think I got it right. Did I get it right? New Orleans.
You gotta let it roll off your tongue with that Cajun drawl.
Wait. New Orleans. Wait, New Orleans. Did I get it? New Orleans. I'm going to New Orleans.
It's the Big Easy.
That was a very potent energy in that space. When I told you about it. So the underworld. That's the underworld. That place is if you want to go and take a journey to the deep side of things, a little bit to the dark, to get some information. Like, I don't have a problem with the dark. I want to make this very clear. Like, some people get really afraid of the dark. I like the dark. I think the dark is great. You just can't stay there too long. But it's important to take journeys into the dark because there's some information that the dark can give you that the light will never give you. So you have to go deep into the depths of the soul every so often to get the messages. And you don't really go there willingly. You know, when it's time
The
to
dark
go,
calls you when it's time to go.
and you're gonna go, you're gonna either surrender or you're just gonna be
Or
good
you
at it.
gonna have a
You're
fight.
gonna fight, but you're gonna get there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Either way, you going. It's
I,
It's
I,
kind of like
I went kicking and screaming several times.
oh man, that's what my last 6 months was like when I took time offline. I didn't want to. I shaved my hair. I have hair on today because I'm feeling this little vibe right now. But I shaved it, not because of a look. Right now I'm ready to grow it back, so I'm covering it. But I shaved it for spiritual reasons, and it wasn't like I said, "Oh, I want short shave head." No, it was Spirit called me and said it's time, and it's time for you to let go of the memory of the past because it's time to upgrade. And I was kicking and screaming at first, and it was the scariest thing, to peel back all those layers and to take a journey through the dark. And I thought the journey was going to be 30 days, and it ended up being 6 months. And I tried to fight it, and it just everything stops. And I went through a journey to the dark and had to gather some new information. I had to let some things go. I had to die. I had that part of me, that version of me. I don't even know her anymore. I'm thankful for her. I send her blessings, but she's no longer here. She doesn't exist.
So that's the symbol of the serpents around the staff of Tahuti, the shedding of the skin of the serpent, representing the shedding of the stages of the self.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you look at it, when they write it, sometimes it look like an echo, the way that it's written. That's the stages and layers. As you grow, the only limit is the limit that you accept. The only limit, you can grow as great as you want to grow,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be truthful with yourself because everybody got a talent that the world is craving to see.
Mm-hmm.
We wired that way by nature because it's the arts that make life beautiful. The plays, the dances, ballet and figure skating are two ancient Atlantean arts.
Mm-hmm.
Ice hockey is for men from Atlantis. That's what men did to relieve
Ice
aggression.
hockey? You said ice hockey?
Yeah, we made that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it was because the men can't, if they can get the aggression out in an alternative fashion when you're not in war, because we're not always at war with so that warrior instinct has to be controlled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The high Shakti aggressive nature female was given gymnastics. So
You
she
said it was
can,
giving. You just say giving. It was giving gymnastics.
yeah, that's from Atlantis as well. What they gave those females gymnastics to control that high raging Shakti energy that they wouldn't otherwise learn how to control.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they turn off their misses into their mid-20s. It's a
Mm-hmm.
psychological attachment to an earlier time where where puberty didn't onset until you got your energy under control.
Mm-hmm.
Genetic memory kick in when they go back to doing gymnastics, sometimes ballet as well. When we wasn't being oppressed, women weren't reaching puberty at 8. Oppression make the women go into puberty earlier, which makes the people have to develop faster. They live way longer than us. just to shorten our lifespans. But these little old women has always been tough on this land, and
Give me 1 second,
they
Rob.
use. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, babe. Hold on. I'm just putting. Some people ask where to follow my work, so I think can you pin it? I just put it in the comment.
If I see it,
If you see it, I just put it. Goddess Glow Up and Hadia Barbell. Brother asks where to follow
I'm looking for it
or
now.
for support. I don't really like follow, but support is great.
I'm gonna pin it as soon as I get to it.
Okay, continue.
What was I talking about? Oh, man, I forgot what I was talking about.
But you know, it just flows through you real easy. So all you gotta do is start. It's gonna, it's gonna flow. It's gonna flow like water.
So, how did you first know you had a calling to help women heal?
My parents raised me like this. My mom is on there. Shut up, mom. I was my parents. Well, let me go deeper. Before that, let's talk about it. All right. So I um, I was born legally blind. Did I tell you about that?
Mm-mm.
Did we have a conversation? So, well, a lot of people don't know a lot about me, but a part of who I am, I'm really thankful for technology. I'm thankful that I was able to get the gift of eyesight because, um, you know, you would think that it's a loss, you know, having that kind of what they call a handicap, like not being able to, when I was born, I didn't see. I see blur, and I still do see blur right now. And I'm able to, luckily, technology has corrected, temporarily corrected my eyesight with this technology of these contact lenses that saved me. But I was told I was going to be blind. And so when you are born like that and you don't have one of your senses working as it would normally work, another sense is heightened. And so for me, the other sense that was heightened is the sense of feeling. So I was always, I always existed in another realm. I never really, I didn't, I'm not from here. I have another world that I exist in. And when I was younger, I thought it was an imaginary world because I was always creating my own world. I didn't know what this world looked like because from what I remember, I wasn't, no one knew I couldn't see until I was in second grade. Right, Ma? Are you on there? So no one knew, my parents didn't know that I couldn't see until later on. So I spent maybe about the first 6 or 7 years of my life living in a blur. Do you understand what that means?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I was in the spiritual realm all the time, all the time. And I still am. Um, so in this case, because I grew up this way, uh, you know, my parents also they're from the nations of gods and earths, 5%ers. They call them God.
Mm-hmm.
You know about that, right? That's how
Yeah,
it is. You know, my full name is
yeah.
Hadia Zaqua Asia Earth. You know, all
I
5%.
like that. I
That's
like
Hadia.
that.
My full name is Hadia Zaqua Asia Earth. They always put Earth in the name when it's the 5%ers, and in Asia for the woman. And so I was already raised with knowledge of self. I was raised with that. I was raised with holistic living. My father was a leader in the community of the 5%ers. He used to write for the paper. He was a community leader. My parents were. That's what I was raised into. The thing is that I rebelled against them. I rebelled against my parents because I didn't want to follow those rules. I wanted to create
Mm-hmm.
my own. I didn't feel like I fit in the box or any box. I never really uh, was really accepted because of my what they call a handicap, like not being able to see and all that. So you know, I wilded out for quite a bit in my life. You know, I wilded out. And then I got a lot of stories to tell. I don't want to go so deep into it right now because we have a series of lives to do. I have a live to talk about being in the cult. I used to be in a cult too. I used to be in a cult, and that's a short part of it, right? And that's the Hebrew Israelites. That's what it is, in my opinion. And so there's a lot to talk about. So we can't do it all on one live. That's another one. And it's going to be
You know,
pretty
I had
deep.
to study all that.
Huh?
I had to study everything you just said. I had to study the 120. I had to know who Father God Allah Putin was. I got to know what happened to him. I had to know what happened to him. I couldn't stop. I was restless.
Mm-hmm.
I found out who did it. They look like us, but they not us. Right? And they got a whole organization hiding behind pale faces doing dirt as the Black Hand.
Mm.
Our elders was fighting them in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and 396 years before that.
Mm.
Right. So as the what they call it, last resort, they conjure me up.
I wanted to I wanted to help set women free. Really. And that's why I do the work that I do. That's the calling for my work. My work, there's a lot of stories that I could tell around it because I'm a great storyteller. It's just that, you know, we have to give it in small doses. So this is the dose for today. I'm sure we'll be doing this. I like this live. I like this vibration right now.
Yeah, wait till we on stage together talking to the whole thousands and
You
thousands of
feel me?
people.
Like, you know, there's a lot going on right here. And so I give it in small doses. But you know, for the way I was raised and the cult and the things that I was into, there's a lot of stories around that from a young age, seeking something, and finding myself into these communities where I was never really accepted, but I was looking for something, you know, and I got exactly what I needed. I got a lot of pain. I got a lot of trauma. I had a lot of restrictions, a lot of these things. It's the greatest gift.
You
Because I
know
could
those
I
you know
could
those people
Go ahead, go ahead.
you know those people who cut themselves?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Do you
My
you
niece
ever
used to do
listen
it.
to why when they explain what it does for them? You really
Gives
listen
them
to
some
them?
relief. Because my niece used to cut herself,
Right.
and she had so many.
It's it's a pain release catharsis.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So over here, the pain had become so unbearable that they had to inflict pain to relieve the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. So this is the highest form of trauma bonding
Mm-hmm.
you can do in a community of oppressed people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But here's where its proper context come from. The strongest of us can withstand the most pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're gonna put ourselves in the conditions that's in our worst interest in order to apply enough pressure to break free from the oppression. Right? Right? When we lose track of who we are, we got to find an alternate means.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the cutting comes in.
Mm-hmm.
But because we the strongest ones, we can take the most pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But pressure busts a pipe.
Pressure bust pipes, baby.
And pressure make diamonds.
Come out pure gold. Isn't that what we do with the gold? They apply so much pressure. They apply heat, fire.
They smelt the gold.
Mm-hmm.
But to make the diamond, they take the coal and put it under high intense heat and a whole lot of pressure.
Ooh, baby.
In
And what
the
happens with that
cold,
diamond afterwards? What happens with that diamond afterwards after all that pressure, all that heat?
it becomes a crystal.
Yeah.
One of the hardest crystals known to man,
Right.
if not the hardest.
So this is what I'm saying. So this is how we find our purpose. Right? Some people have a lot of shame in their stories, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of resentment, a lot of anger. But you can take that pain and those stories when we're giving that, when we're gifted that, because I see it as a gift. And when we gifted that, then we understand what our purpose is. Because no one was given these gifts for no reason. We actually asked for them. I believe we came here and we chose the contracts that we live.
Right. So that goes to the game of the gods. The gods come in the human form to experience some shit called pain because it don't exist in the realm of the gods. So when they come in the human form, you find most of them be paupers and beggars on the corner, and you think they're just a bum. But they the pauper god, paying their pittance for being in human form by taking on the world's weight all as much as they can hold at one time. And that, to us, look like poor quality of human. We
Right.
don't know that them the guys that's coming in to give you a relief because you can't carry the weight that they can carry from the oppression. They can carry it. They can endure until the end. And when they get to the end, they're going to get up and receive the crown of life. Right? I wanted to make mention of this. If you look back in our culture, they talk about women now. They say she wearing a wig, she got weave in her head. They don't got. We've been doing that shit for thousands of years. Why would we stop now? Why would we? Well, why would our women stop now? They invented that shit so they can change and primp and be more feminine under different auspices. So why would they change it now? My daughter called me up. My daughter do hair in Chicago. Shout out to Foreign Touch. She say, Daddy, they say I ain't black because I like to wear. Oh, I don't want to be black because I be doing weave and I be wearing weave. I said they must don't know where it started at. They must don't know that was one of the varying what we call adornments that our women created in order so they can please their man.
Really?
He might want dreadlocks Monday, but he might want bald head Friday.
I mean, he said he wanted to be in a polygamous situation. I said, well, which woman you want tonight then?
That's the story of the 101 Arabian Nights. When the king had the ladies, when she run out of stories, she gonna run out of life because he won't be interested in her. He said when he finally got to the last night, she said, I didn't think I was going to make it because I thought you was going to get tired of my stories and kill me. He said, I've been tired of your stories. I'm just not tired of you. I've been tired of your stories, but I'm not tired of you, so I can listen to them stories.
I love this conversation because there's so much controversy. Like, you know, I'm so thankful that I've worked in that field and I was able to go really far with it too. You know, in this physical realm, I was able to win Emmys, work on TV, be in the New York Times so many times, and being at that place of, you know, what they call celebrity status when it comes to being a hair artist. And I always found that there's an energy. It's energetic. It's not just, I want to put on some hair. We were talking about this earlier because you heard the men downstairs talking to me about my hair because I came in one way and I came out the other way, and they was like, "Wait, you?" I was like, "Yes," and they was like, "Mom, you should wear this." I'm like, "Yes," because I want to activate a different frequency. I enjoy being able to tap into different personas, to get into different spaces, to have different type of conversation, to open up conversation, to create art. You know, it's a form of healing. It's a form of transformation. It's it's a communication.
Internal expression to the outside world.
Feel me? It's so beautiful, and I struggled with this for a while. Could be the first one to admit that I struggled with this for a long time, because a lot when I came into, especially coming on the social media, I came in from the industry. I came in from what people thought that I really was. You understand what I mean? They didn't know who they were dealing with. So they saw this super glamorous woman with these big old breast implants, the hair, everything. You know, I worked in the industry, and that was the lifestyle that I had at that time, but they didn't understand who I really was. And so I struggled with it, because when it was time for me to start sharing my consciousness, a different level, my gifts, and the messages from the divine, when it was time for me to come use my voice, it was really difficult for me. It was very difficult, because people just saw the surface and would judge. It was very difficult for me to become at peace with me. And that's really what the whole story was about the whole time, and I didn't understand. I thought it was them on the outside and against me, but it was never. It was always me against me. Because once I became settled and secure and confident in who I was, all the noise stopped. You understand what I mean? So it's been a really beautiful 360 at this point in my time, because now I'm like, all of it. Let's bring all of it, all the medicine, all the tools, all the expression, all the healing. And I believe that it's not just an internal story. It's the balance of the inner and the outer. The transformation is happening inside and outside, outside and inside, all around. So I'm thankful to come to this place now, especially like I had to go through so many journeys. Like, you know, the journey of 2019, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to release these breast implants. And I'm so cool with talking about it. And if you caught me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it would have been like, oh no, I don't want anybody to know. Oh, this is how they know me to be. This is how, you know, so it's so much growth that had to take place. And it's like, no, I own that. I enjoyed those. Those were fun. They served the purpose at that time. They made me who I am today, right? So I have no shame about that. I could easily talk about it. It was time to release that journey. That person had to die too. And then another person was born again. And then when it was time to release the hair, that other person I was before that had to die too. And then another person was born again. And now, because we die many times in one life, in one physical life. And now I'm here, and I'm like, we can do all of it. There's such freedom in this. We could just play with all of it. We could just play in this whole physical playground and just have a good old time, have adventures with life. We could just flirt with life all day. And we make it what it is. We create it. The whole experience we're creating. I just went to a whole place, right?
Hey, look, I know when you get to a certain frequency, their interaction with people change, and it make people treat you different. Now, when I was little, I used to have real strong psychic stuff going on, and I used to tell my mama and stuff would happen. She used to say, "Baby," she said, "Baby, you can't tell people that. You got to be careful what you tell people, because you will scare them. And they going to think you crazy and try to lock you up." Right? Years later, I heard the words of what she was telling me play out in a Rakim song. And Rakim said, anybody ever told you a little knowledge is dangerous? It can't be mixed, diluted. It can't be changed to switch. Right? So you tell people stuff they not ready for, that little bit of knowledge can be to your detriment. You got to ease some of us up on people, because if you give them too much of us at one time, they're going to overdose. right? And it look different as you go through different stages of growth, right? And you're going to have your detractors. Your detractors is going to be the verification that you're doing what's right, because it's going to be always somebody trying to tear you down when you're doing what's right, right? And you don't have to come from everything that was right in order to do right when you know better. But they got us believing that because we once didn't know no better and we wasn't right, now that we know better and are right, we ain't qualified no more. Your life experience is what qualifies you to fill the job to lead the next generation. If you ain't got no experience in the lifetime, how can you put yourself in the position to help any other people to get to the future? You're not fit to be a leader, because our ancestors said the one who know the way got to lead the path. It ain't got, I don't care who you is, you know the directions. We ain't finna be out here figuring it out. Get your tail in the front and show them the way out. So the ones who's leading the way, everybody is leading according to their level, right? And now it's the time that now we just trying to let the young chiefs inform the people that's in the younger age bracket that we got this.
No, we got this.
We got this.
We got this. I like the way that sounds. We got this.
Big Mama told me, don't tear it up, build it up. I said, well, sometimes you got to tear stuff down to build stuff up. She said, only tear down was useless. And if it's useful, repurpose it and use it, because they already put it there for you to use. So follow the law of use and use what's useful, right? So we tear down all of the BS, all of the non-functional, get rid of these schools. We're going to go back to the learning system, the family teaching the children. Step down education and the youth taking care of the elders so they can get that information. You letting all these old folks die without giving none of this knowledge to these children. We some damn fools. These children can be taking care of these elders, learning all of this fuck ups that they don't want to make, and all of the right paths to follow. But we cut off from the youth, from the elders. Ain't nobody got time for old folks. Put them babies in the nursing home. I mean, in the preschool.
The greatest thing that we do. Yeah. I'm so happy that you're bringing that conversation up. And that's
this all part of the women reclaiming the community, because this is how they ran it.
Yeah. Sit at the feet of your elders and make an offering always. This is important for us. This is how we'll rise. This is how we'll continue to grow. We'll continue to share. We'll continue to build. We'll continue to know. We'll continue to remember. And that's what it is to return to a state of remembrance, divine remembrance. And nobody got time, right? Nobody got time. So a lot of people are hurting so much. They don't have time for the medicine. Don't have time for the wisdom. Too busy to be of service. The greatest medicine that anyone can receive is an act of service to others, especially to the elders. The greatest medicine is to be in the act of service.
And that's what John Wick said at the high table when he went to go see the character at the high table. He told him when he cut off his wedding ring, he said, I will serve and I will be of service. That go back to the law of use. You're going to be the law of use. Anything that's useful, use it. And anything that's useless, discard it. Right? You got to build. You gotta build your road with golden bricks. You don't want shitty bricks. But the greater the quality you choose your bricks to make your road, the more beautiful the road to your destination becomes. That's your responsibility. Because if you can't see where you want to be, how the hell you expect to get where you going? You gotta have vision, foresight, the ability to transport your mind into the future. Time travel by proxy. You don't need no machine. Because when you come back, you got to know the future you want to come back to. Then your children going to make that future a reality because you got to come back through that bloodline. And what you teach them now is teaching them how to bring you back in the future. Under what conditions do you want to return? Do you want to return in the golden age, or do you want to loop back into this foolishness and go back to another Kali Yuga dumb age? I'm going to pick the golden age myself for all who want to go. Because I feel that the only plutocracy is one where we all free. And one of us oppressed, we all oppressed. That's how we look at it.
I need to go get my charger. My phone is on 3. And I'm sad right now because I can't see the comments. And I know, it's the favorite part of the live, but once I pin my thing, I can't see the comments. I can't see it. Can't see what anyone's saying. It's no fun.
I read them most of the time, but sometimes I get to talking and I'll be to miss them for a minute.
That happens to me too. I'm gonna go grab my charger. How long are you gonna stay on? I can come back on.
Okay, go get your charger and I'll wait for you.
All right. I'm gonna come off and then come back on.
Okay.
So you could go ahead and talk to them a little bit, and then I'll go get my charger, grab some water, refresh a little bit, come back.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? One question for you. Were you smoking a cigar before on the on that video you were? I like when you smoke a cigar. It's nice.
That's our culture. We've been doing that for thousands of years. All of a sudden, they start spraying them with pesticides and think we're going to stop.
Yeah, I love cigar smoking.
It's the culture. Tobacco come from over here. People be forgetting that. Like, we the what made tobacco famous. They didn't know what no tobacco was in Europe. We were smoking tobacco and marijuana. They don't know what that stuff was over there.
I love those plants. And the tobacco, yes. I love them.
we been knew nicotine was a nootropic drug. Known to induce higher realms of thought. We been knew that. We been knew THC was an exercise for your spirit body. Your endocannabinoid system. That ain't nothing new to us. We've been dancing around the fire smoking herbs all night long. We ain't just smoking marijuana though. We had other herbs too.
I use the tobacco, and then I'm gonna go and come back. I use the tobacco. We use it in ceremony a lot. It's very helpful in ceremony, and I personally use the tobacco even in my personal when I need to really channel and I want to really open up the pineal glands. And I use it it's called rapé, and you know about that? Yeah. So that's really good. We should have a session.
For sure. That sounds like a winner to me.
I'll be back. I know they're in the comments with this one, but I'll be right back. But because the session is really you can really go there. Like I like to I love to travel, and so we do the rapé, and then we take some micro dose, and then we work with some sound frequencies because I'm a sound therapist. So I work with the sound medicine of the gong, because you know the gong is very powerful. Like my gong is right over here.
Mm.
Very potent because what it does, it's a reflection. It's the frequency of what we hear when we're inside of the womb. So you ever had a gong cleanse?
I haven't had one in this lifetime.
Okay, so medicine that really, it's a really beautiful frequency, and it takes you to higher realms. And I've done this a lot in my ceremonies and in my retreats. As we use the gong, um, and sometimes we work with cacao to open up the heart, and then we
Mm-hmm.
work with the tobacco, and it really calms your spirit and grounds you, and then removes ego. And then we might want to work with a microdose or a full dose um, of the magic mushroom. And if we want to really go deep, 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 which we'll be doing in the next ceremonies that we have coming up in Mexico, is we work with the ultimate mother, ayahuasca.
Yeah. So those are all of that is deeply rooted in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why they demonized and villainized it. It was
Mm-hmm.
part of our culture.
Mm-hmm.
In order to trap the people up, you have to use what they already do against them, and then you can subjugate them.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't see it coming, they don't know how to defend themselves. By the time we saw it coming, it was too late. We have to undo it now. So we learn these shamans that take us into the smokehouse steam rooms, the mud huts.
Oh, I
All
was in the
these is
steam room today. That's why I'm so chill right now. You understand? Like, so chill right now. Like, I knew today is a moon, so it's like you don't eat too much. Your food should be very minimal. After about 6 p.m., you should be drinking a lot of liquids. If you're gonna eat something, it should be fruit. It shouldn't be. You gotta keep your channel very clear, very clear. And the whole thing, especially when you're working with a new moon, is that you really want to clean the slate. You want to clean the slate. So sweating, being in that sweat and dripping and going into the steam room, going into the sauna, it's so good. That's what I did today.
yeah,
And then I went from
that's
there.
correct.
Yeah, so good. I went from there and then
So
I took another Pilates type of class where you're sweating, 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 and they're playing the frequency of movement. And you really have to keep these movements going. So I had those two frequencies and then I come here. So it's like, I haven't even had any Santa Maria right now. Imagine if I had some Santa Maria and then my rape, it would be a whole different, but the thing is I don't even need it because this frequency is so beautiful, right? So this is my medicine. That's why I'm like, you know what? I was like, oh, I'm going to jump on live for a little bit, but you know what? I need to get some more of this medicine. So I'll be right back. You go ahead and talk to people and I'm going to go charge my phone, have some water, and then come right back.
okay.
All right. Okay. Bye.
I hope I can make it till she get back. Let me see what time it is. I can't even pull my clock down.
Hello,
Hey, where you at?
right here in my bed watching y'all live.
Well, you on live with us now?
Yes, I'm kind of nervous, so excuse me in advance. I don't know. I'm just like you never accepted
What?
my request before.
Well, all I can see is the top of your head, so
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Yes,
let you
I'm really
give you a minute to get adjusted over there.
okay. No, I'm fine. I just wanted to say first and foremost, thank you so much. I don't know her name. What was her name?
Idea.
Yes, thank you so much to you and Hydea. Y'all are very, 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 very wise. And I'm young, so like I don't know. I'm just trying to get into everything more. Like And then when you had said something about Tai Chi also, it really was confirmation for me because I tell my partner all the time, I say meditation is not for me. I have such a short attention span. Like I
Oh,
try,
definitely Tai Chi.
yeah,
Definitely
and I
Tai
love
Chi.
yoga. I love yoga. So it was like, that was like confirmation for me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to try Tai Chi. Because every time I do yoga, anyways, I type in comedic yoga. So Tai Chi is perfect and I'm going to
That's
give it a
Muwada
try.
Ashby.
Huh?
Muwada Ashby and his wife teach comedic yoga in Florida.
Yeah, and I watched this lady named Sarah West on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and she's really good as well. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, and we're all working together, and I know that we'll all rise. It'll be better. Everything will get better. So I don't know. I'm just happy. Like I'm just excited, and I feel like I don't know. I love you. Like you're so amazing to me, right here. It's like you're so amazing to me.
Y'all got me over here
So
blushing.
yes, you're amazing. But thank you for accepting my request, and thank you for the confirmation tonight. And thank you so much to Hadia. Thank
Okay.
y'all so much.
Thank you for coming to see us too.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm trying to get the ones I see that been in there the longest. I don't mean them to be successful.
Wait, what?
Hey, what? How you
Wait,
doing?
what? No, because so much has been going through my mind. First of all, greetings, Chief Rod, Pete Hayes. It's just
I
amazing to talk to you
like
as
your hair. It's
well.
almost like man.
Thank you. Actually, I went through something and I literally just clipped it. I had locks, but this is what's hanging left.
You know that's not uncommon in our culture.
Yeah.
For when the woman to go through something, one of her expressions being her hair
Mm-hmm.
for the new birth, she'll cut it all off. It's
I
actually
love that.
it's still kept alive in a lot of priesthoods around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like Charlene still shaved their head.
Mm-hmm. I
That's they
see.
get it from the women, from watching the women
Mm-hmm.
blossom. And they
Oh,
go through stuff, re-imitate
I feel like
it.
I'm blossoming then because yeah, I feel like so much has happened. I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I prefer listening than talking, but I guess I'm the one who asked to be on. So no, I just went through something pretty traumatic, and I did clip my ether because it was really tied to my twin, to my flame, and although he's transcended, I feel myself becoming more of a coil than I was before. I don't really know how to explain it. I guess it's just like feeling still what he feels, but it's amped up times 20. Thinking about all that I could have been and all that I will become now that I feel like I'm more myself. It is I don't know if I'm making sense, and it kind of feels a little wrong to say that, but that's just a matter of fact. I'm not too sure how many folks that are watching right now have lost a partner, fiance, just for people just close to you in general, but I feel like I've really been taking on, I don't know, you hear me quivering a little bit too, just taking on a lot of attributes of this being. Who was really my reflection in every single way. Is that is it normal for, I guess, your mitochondria to spike after certain traumas and for you to,
What
I guess,
happens
just become
when
more?
right now you're going through the stages of grief,
Mm-hmm.
right? So first of all, you the only one can say when you're done grieving.
Mm-hmm.
So You got to make sure you got that in the forefront of your mind. And it take how long it take,
Mm-hmm.
right? So some people be like, oh, you should have been over there 2 months ago. No,
Mm-hmm.
it take how long it take because different people's connections are stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And the stronger the connection is, the harder the grief and the longer it lasts. But as you go and begin to grow,
Mm-hmm.
you got to give yourself permission. It's okay to live again, right? But you got to do it on your terms. Ain't nobody tell you when but you, because it's a part of who you are,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you continue to grow, remember the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to take spiritual baths and remember to do things that make your heart happy.
I will. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. I recently spoke to Mama Nova. I actually met her through you, and it was just so beautiful talking to her again. A matriarch and a chief as well, and like I think what's really hurting me right now is how deep the treachery goes within bloodlines, and it feels like Cain and Abel playing all out in front of me right now. I feel like
Listen,
even talking about it, I'm still shocked. I don't
some
know.
of us, some of us, the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we the black sheep is because when we become elders, we're gonna have the biggest load to carry. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody else have to dump their shit on the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get strong enough to carry the load later.
Mm-hmm.
If don't nobody tell you, you will let the load break you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know you strong enough to carry the load, well shit, you gonna okay, well I'm gonna carry this motherfucker till I don't want to carry it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna change loads, right? So by the time you get to be an elder, you know how to let the bullshit roll off your back like water off a duck.
Right. And beautifully said. So eloquently said. It's funny, like, I'm sorry, I am gonna get a bit personal because it's funny that he and I put in like requests to speak to you, but now that my twin has become so much more, it's like now I get to answer. I feel like I just would have been listening to y'all talk, but now I'm the one that's talking. Um, yeah, like he was a Pisces and I'm an Aries, and that was like beginning and end, and so much fire, and he's water, and it's been so gray over here, and it's been raining. I feel like ever since I cut my locks, my cilium, my fro has really been tapping into the weather, tapping into the environment around me, and I completely gained a whole other understanding of why the maintenance of your vessel plays such a big part in everything around you. And I guess I didn't know how special we really are, or how special, as an individual you are until you grow through, go through, but yes, grow through certain experiences. That's really where I feel like I'm at. And the fact that I'm talking to you is kind of like surreal in a sense where I imagined it being he and I, and now it's me. It's so amazing, and I'm so grateful. Oh, yeah, Ron. Thank you so much, because I really don't have anything else to say. I feel like I should give the stage to somebody. I was just listening so intently to, the healing and everything. And yeah, I'm ready to be
You
free.
just remember this: before the pain, you're gonna be 100 times stronger after you recover.
Ashe.
So imagine what that looks like, so you'll know what you're growing towards.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to what I was telling the sister earlier about paving the road with bricks of gold. Pick the quality of your bricks to pave your future.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Chief, and also everybody in the comments. I'm sorry, I haven't been reading. I'm not too good at like multitasking sometimes. So. Thank you so much. Let somebody else take the stage. I've never been in a live before.
It's okay, sweetie. As long as you got your message and you're gonna be able to use the information, it's good.
Absolutely. Actually, the last thing I want to say is I guess this is another thing that's pretty personal, but I'm sure other folks can relate for sure. Is like tapping into your controlled chaos. I don't really know how to make a question out of it, out of my experience. I guess kind of just through all the trauma and just going through the motions. I feel like I've woken up to a whole other part of my being. I have this tat and it's supposed to be an Oni, and I feel like that's who I'm waking up to. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like my question was somewhere in there. Like,
what is the tattoo, sweetie?
It's supposed to be an Oni, and then it's a mask. So there is somebody peeking through that, but I feel like
so when we do those tattoos like that, we do them with an intention behind them. And the intention behind them is the sympathetic link to activate the energy that they embody. Right? So in times of need, you draw on that resource to give you extra strength. Some people pick wisdom signals that give them extra insight. Right? Some people pick strength symbols that give them extra strength because they know they're going to need it. Right? So we don't get tattoos haphazardly, even though sometimes it might seem that way. It's cultural.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Rod.
You're
Chief,
welcome, sweetie.
just respect on your entire being. Have yourself an amazing night. And yeah, everybody that's tuned in too, man. This is lovely. Oh, 11:11. Hey.
And remember this. Trees are the most stable energy source.
Yeah.
So if you can ground your feet and touch a tree, it can help you stabilize your internal energy when you go into an internal uproar.
Okay.
Right?
Thus it shall be. I will. I will. Thank you.
The more tools you have to use, the more resourceful you can be in your recovery.
I'm feeling too emotional. You gotta let me go.
All right. If you have any questions, just inbox me, okay?
Definitely. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
See you later, sweetie.
See you.
Peace, God. You know you on air? I don't think you even know you're on there. Okay. Try somebody else. I'm getting a little wore down now. I ain't did this in a minute. But it's good that y'all get these messages from the sisters that's trying to heal and that has been leading the charge in healing these sisters, because we need everybody to, if we start healing the traumas, we breaking the generational curses, we can move to a much better scenario than this, because what's going on right now is straight foolishness, right? So that didn't work. I'm gonna try one more. I'm probably gonna take a couple more people, and then I'm gonna call it a night if she not back. So I'm waiting on this next one to come in. Don't look like she want to come on either. I'll try another one. Oh, here we go. That's why nobody couldn't get in, because sister was on her way back. They didn't want me having the airway clogged up when she got back.
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on.
Hey.
Hey, hold on.
Mm.
I fix my light. All right, let me come back up. All right, so I saw that. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Right, I saw that you were, you were meditating with the plant. You were meditating with the plant?
With the plant?
The plant.
Oh, I was smoking, yeah.
I call it meditating with the plant.
Yeah, I was listening to the sister tell me about her grief.
I figured I'd join you a little bit. Because this is a PAX right here. This is really nice. I love this PAX. This is a very healthy version. And so what it does, it heats up the Santa Maria. That's what we call her. It's a feminine plant, right? That's why I love her. Every woman should commune with Santa Maria, and because she activates that beautiful creative energy, that sexual energy, that feminine energy, and it's really nice. She works with your nervous system. She works with your grounding. She works with your meditation. So a good Santa Maria, meditate with her, be with her, sit with her, commune with her, So I use my Santa Maria and I put her in this here. And this way it heats it up. And so it vaporizes the Santa Maria. And then, you just take it like that. So it's real light. The thing about it is that it gets very tricky because you could keep going with this. It's almost like a pacifier.
Hey, look, I ate some mushrooms not too long ago, and I met the spirit of the mushroom. And he came to me and he told me, he said, out of all the names he ever had, his favorite is psilocybin.
Yeah.
And I said, why is that your favorite? He said, because to me it sounded like silly ass Cyrus. And he just bust out laughing. I'm like, this is too much. But look, he took me on a journey to show me the growth cycle and the places where the spirit of the mushroom can go. And the first thing I seen was a big snotty Bovian nose sniffing through the grass. Right? That's where the cow get the spores from.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spores come out in the cow patty and grow on the mushroom on the cow patties. Right? Then you got another species, the elk. The elk like to eat mushrooms. And when he showed me, I'm laughing because I don't believe that. I think I'm hallucinating. This information can't be accurate. And he said the primate that still use the mushroom for psychic healing of the self is called a proboscis monkey. Right? So I'm cracking up. I'm dying laughing. I'm like, this mushroom running tricks on me. So the next day I started looking some stuff up. And I ran across a movie reel, and it had elk high on mushrooms. And that tickled me more than the mushroom trip. So then I said, if that's true, what about the proboscis monkey? right? So I go look up the proboscis monkey, and the proboscis monkey like to get high in mushrooms. Oh, I just died laughing because of the accuracy was so accurate. I said, what kind of hallucination is that? Then he showed me mushrooms growing in caves, on
Yes.
cave walls. He said they have a whole network through the cave systems where they know everything going on in every cave.
Man, that realm is, you know, that's a very, very unique realm. You have to be a very courageous soul, you know, to take those journeys and um, to surrender to that. Yeah.
That was hilarious to me though.
Yeah.
But he made an entrance, right? He made an entrance by showing me my neurons firing, and it made this beautiful light show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching the light show, not realizing while I'm watching it that I'm watching my brain neurons firing. And then that's when he came in. He said, "Hi, I'm the spirit of the mushroom. My name is psilocybin,
Mm-hmm.
and I come to teach you about the mushroom."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm tripping. So I'm dying laughing over here. This is hilarious to me, right? So that's when he started taking me through. He took me all through my body, showed me everything that was right or wrong. Then he said that's because the mushroom was originally designed for us to use them to do psychic self-healing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made him refer me to the proboscis monkey. He said they still use the spirit of the mushroom to see what's wrong with them so they can heal themselves. But I had a blast, but I ain't in no hurry to go back there.
Um, I like that though. You know, I really like that you are so free with your expression, and you know, like you help people to you help people to come with you. And then you also help to give people permission, you know? You know, something's going on with this thing where I can't see comments again. I think you can unpin me. Can you please unpin me? Because if you unpin me, I think that's what the problem is. I don't, you know, people can find me in this one. I don't really need to be pinned. This won't be the last time.
Can,
They'll get to know.
can you see? They know who you are now. They know where to find
Look
you
at
at.
you and that smile. Anybody ever tell me about the smile? You're giving me beautiful soul. You're giving me the love of the feminine. You're giving me open and pure heart. You're giving me peace with the Most High, peace for all, peace to the universe. You're giving me, I'm here to serve. I'm here to uplift my people. You're giving me deep study and deep reverence for Big Mama. You're giving me, let's elevate, let's grow, let's expand. You're giving me curiosity and adventure. You're giving me grown and sexy. You're giving me, it's okay to be free. You're giving me, I support the feminine. You're giving me, unify the people, unify the planet. You're giving me respect to the elders. You're giving me wisdom. That's what it's giving.
And look, my big mama named Margaret Waterford. When I was little, she the one who baptized me. And I used to get mad. I used to threaten to tell my big mama or my mama because I thought that was the only person that could tell my mama to leave me alone when she was getting on my nerves.
Mm.
Look, I got a story about my big mama.
Hold on. I'm gonna come in and come right back out so I can fix this thing. I need to see comments.
Okay.
They make me happy. I like connecting with the people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just have a conversation, just you and I want all of it. I want to feel their energy too. It's so important to me, you know, to have that connection to humanity. Like everything matters to me, you know? Like I feel like we're in a container right now. We're in a ceremony. So I need to see my people in the ceremony. I want to feel what they're saying. So I'll be right back. I'm coming back and just gonna bring you back in.
Okay.
Uh,
So look, I was about 6 years old. We go to my big mama house, and she take us to this farm. One of her farms. She had farms scattered across the land from Mississippi all the way up into Minnesota and Michigan, right? So we went on one of her farms. She had a bull named Big Red. He was the meanest bull in the pasture. They had him up front for some reason. So when they brought him up front, I'm out there rubbing big red forehead. Me and Big Red cool. That's how I'm looking at it. And all of the adults see me by this big mean ass bull and they panic. So when they went and told me they're gonna tell my big mama on me to get me in trouble, they say, this boy that ran down there petting on Big Red. She said, yeah, Big Red ain't gonna do nothing to him. He know who he is. They was shook up, boy, but my big mama knew. She said, that's my baby. That boy ain't gonna do nothing to him. He know who he is. She said, that's my baby. Well, I was crazy about my big mama, Mother Margaret.
Lordy be. Oh, that's what you doing? That's what you on?
Yeah,
Lord have mercy. This ain't never happened to me before. This is my first internet live. I'm on the internet. Oh my Lord. I can't believe it did me like this now.
You actually, hey, look, you big and bad enough to ask, you big and bad enough to come on here. Well, it ain't like I done did something. You asked, I'll let you in.
I got to be more careful. I got to be. I don't even be on there. Oh, look. Lordy be. Okay. Well, what am I supposed to do now?
You got
I'm happy.
you got questions, the comments, stories to tell?
I'm just happy to see you first and foremost.
Well, thank you.
I'm happy to see you. And thank you kindly. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, my name is Angelique. Je m'appelle Angelique. That's, a little Creole in me. This little background, Mama, Jacks Creek, Tennessee.
Okay.